I'll say this first. If you guys are a subscriber of this channel, previously, you can clearly unsubscribe now. I am not posting Andrew Tate content anymore. I finally got tired of that shit. And I'm just gonna go back to my blood and roots, man. This is AK Talks Morning Show. I am AK. Chef AK, to be exact, because that's the channel name. And it's a very simple thing. It's a podcast over here. I want to be a stand-up comedian, so podcasting is the way to go. Build a brand. Da 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 da. I watched like 9 videos on YouTube to figure this shit out. So yeah, this is gonna be episode 101. You know why it's episode 101? Because episode 100, I gave up. I decided to switch over to commentary, something that I thought would have been interesting because my favorite YouTubers are doing that. I tried doing it for like a month and it was definitely stupid and annoying. And I realized that commentating on YouTube videos or content generally is probably the biggest waste of time in this world. It makes a lot of money once you finally get the audience, the people that actually want to hear you talk about bull stuff. But in between the stuff, it's really stupid. It's really stupid. I like it only because it introduces me to new type of content. It makes me feel a little bit more informed about a little bit about the stuff inside the world. But at the end of the day, it's not my bread and butter. All right, I can't do it yet. I can do it sometimes, but not yet. So I'm gonna stick to the original format, which is 1 hour, a couple times a week. Three. I mean, I'm gonna still stick on the schedule. I'm just gonna do it every single day, 1 hour, because gotta flood this stuff with content. Even though like the internet says that we're switching over to a new era of content making, instead of quantity, we're doing quality now, which I don't really agree on. Internet's still internet. The people age on the internet, but the people who are coming to the internet are still young and new, and they don't understand what the past was before. So you can always relive the past because no one's ever learning here. So I'm gonna stick to quantity. Yeah, quantity over quality. It's just gonna be me, and this is gonna be sad and embarrassing. The DOG right there. It's me and the DOG. I do have I do have bed sheets. I It's just inside my other crib. I moved back here, so I don't have any of my stuff. Nor do I have enough money to move all of my stuff over. So I'm just living like Larry till then. Yeah, so now we got another 58 minutes. See, the problem with doing this originally was that I never had anything to talk about. I never had anything to practice on. I just winged it most of the time. But I still tried to like incorporate new types of ideas inside the cast, and I also incorporated new people too. But it's just not the same. It's not the same when you can just sit down, give the world your mind for free on the internet, and then just continue moseying on the day. And the reason started this thing right back up. Like let me turn this down. This is not that unprofessional. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so the reason I only started this back again is because I'm still learning YouTube. I'm still trying out YouTube, trying to figure out what's the best niche for me. That fake word. And I have not decided yet what realm I can step in. One, because there's no one else helping me, so it does it does get really annoying. Two, it's just mad annoying at this point. That it's just hard to find something when I get zero feedback against the world. So yeah, I'm just gonna stick to what I want to do. I'll just do this. Since this is gonna be the first episode of AK Talks Morning Show on this channel, because I deleted my other channel so I can reset my algorithm, right? So the algorithm can finally, give me a little bit more justice inside the world. Um, the goals are the goals for this podcast is just this networking, talking to as much people as possible, getting as much people as I can on this to make it more fun, engaging, la di da di da. But the overall goal for life, let's talk about life goals. Let's see if I can make it. All right, I'm 24, turning 25 in the good old February. So about like 8 months, 6, 7, 8 months. I don't know why I need to say that part. So I'm turning 25 next year, and the only goal that I have for the age of 25 is move down to Texas and start comedy down there. One, because if you go to a new place, it really doesn't let you hold back. It lets you be a better character or whatever thing you want to do, because there's no one here in your hometown or hometown next to your hometown that's really holding you back. So you get a brand new start and you get a little taste of life. Two, I can just lie to the people in Texas as much as I can. Tell them, yeah, I did a whole bunch of stuff in DC. I was a worldwide name over there. If you didn't know me, you should know me. I guess make up BS and pretend that I'm actually hot water, and then probably get stage time because of it. And because I like Texas. Texas sounds great. It sounds like a state meant for me and my ability, Julia. Plus, the white bitches over there are a lot more badder than the white bitches over here in Virginia. So, keeping the priorities straighter than a goddamn needle. All right. So for 25, that's the goal. The goal for 25 is to move down to Texas. The goal for 30, because we're jumping five. Goal for 30 is be a professional in any career, any sector, and hopefully it's gonna be comedy. 35, big old 35. That's when I should have land, and I say land, not a home. I want to buy land more than a home. I really want to do that because even if I make a lot of money, like yeah, the overall dream is if I make a lot of money, like a boatload amount of money, I just want to buy land and buy a whole bunch of tools and just do whatever the hell I want, whenever I want on my own land. I just want to like build. I want to build my own car. Honestly, I want to like scavenge a car custom built all the way through. Not like an engine swap or anything, but like straight design work down to the welding, everything down to the engine. I'm thinking about like a two-engine car. I don't know if that may even make sense. But build my own car, that'd be really cool. Build my own house, that'd be really cool. Be self-sufficient, so have an area where I live off the land and paying little to none on everything else. And then after that, then I'll give back. Then I can help out people because I actually have a platform or a place where I can go no matter what and still feel safe, sound, and secure. And that's the only thing I really need in this life. And everybody else too, I think. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that near dear in the future. That's 10 years. That's 10 years down in the future. I also want to be able to like the goal is I want to be able to live off the land as cheap as possible. Have poultry, have game, have some dirt bikes, ATVs, is just chilling, billing off the grid, and then I want to be able to do comedy whenever I want. To go into town, hit it an open mic, maybe do a showcase or something in the area. Just have something simple at that point, and then travel, and then just travel. Like Fearless and Far. If you guys don't know Fearless and Far, he's a amazing YouTuber. Really great content. He really goes to different parts of the world, which the regular, yeah, which 90% of the people in this world have probably never seen or would never ever seen until he's done it. He explores tribes, cultures, and just gets a taste of what humanity is all about, which is a very beautiful thing. And it's great that he illustrates it through the. It's great that he illustrates it through camera. Right, that makes no sense. Through film, yeah, through film, and documentary series. So yeah, that guy really did inspire me to get out my comfort zone, even though I'm not doing it, but to have the goal to get out my comfort zone. Because the thing is, whenever I watch his stuff, it just gives me that full flash reminder, like this is what I want to do one day in my life. Because content in this world is really programmable. You can watch something and not like it, but still want to do it, or you can watch something and like it and still want to do it. And there's two different types of content, and he's doing a good type of content. Like I watch his stuff, I'm like, yeah, dude, I want to do that eventually. That sounds like a good idea one day. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. That's what's near and dear in the future. I could talk about the previous AK talks because I'm probably not gonna upload any of the episodes. I have them all saved on my computer because honestly, it's really great to see myself exceed and move forward throughout life, especially inside video content. Because I remember every single day, every single time I recorded it, I remember the mindset, remember what I was thinking, what I was doing, what I was worrying about, what the big overall problem was in my life at that time, which is a really great thing. It's like an open book diary, but I publish it to the internet, like what I'm doing right here. Is it good? Is it bad? Because the overall arch of the argument is that you should keep your life a little bit more private. You shouldn't post all your thoughts on the internet because it's not safe. It's strange. It's weird. It's just not normal. Not what a normal person would do. But in the other hand, my argument to that is like one day you're gonna be gone, dude. You might leave a legacy or you might leave nothing. But one day you're gonna be gone. And seeing the thoughts and ideas of a dead man is a lot more interesting than the thoughts and ideas of a man that's alive, which sounds very morbid, but at the end of the day, it's true. It's like a dead man's art's a lot more valuable. It's a lot more valuable than when he was alive. So the real argument is that they just think that whatever the real argument is that no one actually has anything good cooking in their head. It's just like you're wasting my time and you're wasting your time. You should have never posted this, or who let bro eat like you're not really eating, and stuff like that. And you should just focus and keep your thoughts to yourself, which is not a bad argument at all. But at the end of the day, those arguments are made for people who are successful inside different aspects of life. So they don't see the reason to do it at all. They don't see the culture behind it. They don't see the movement that it can cause, which is kind of kind of important, not too important, but kind of. But only reason I say that is because I like doing that. I like posting just one whole hour of my thoughts rambling throughout the day, or me talking about the weeks, or me talking about the future, or me just talking nonsensical. Because at the end of the day, Bill effing Burr, the guy in command, the funniest man on the planet to this day, no argument allowed ever. He does this. He does this religiously. He does his Monday morning podcast, which inspired me to do my own type of podcast, which is called AK Talks Morning Show. So we're just wrapping this up. It's 11, 12 minutes here. We got 12 minutes. We already wrapped up the whole show. So he's the only reason I like doing this. He's the only reason I will ever continue to do this. He's the only reason that I actually enjoy comedy. He's literally the idol, the role model idol of what I think comedy should be about and what I want to do for the rest of my life because of him. Because I watched him and some other people too, but he has the biggest proportion. Is that sad? Is that stupid? Is that ugly? Is it disrespectful? I don't know. The questions really don't matter at that point because he started his shit a while ago too. Like not even the teens, man, and not even like it was like early 2000 or something. And it was probably batshit nothing back then. But today it's really a monumental movement because it's a one person podcast. He's literally the king of one person. But yeah, I don't know anyone else in comparative doing a one person podcast for that long and that successful. Because it does a couple things. One, it creates a fucking clan, dude. It creates a clan, not even a fan base, a clan, dedicated viewers, dude. I went to watch him live one time and I had to go take a piss at the pisser. And there's people inside the thing talking about the podcast, like five dudes, all chats, talking about the podcast, doing some compare and contrast about what he said on stage to what he said in a podcast before. And I'm like, dude, these guys actually love him, and it's crazy. And the only reason it's possible is because it's podcast. It's literally free gold. That's all it is. It's free gold for him. Great marketing. It's unbeatable marketing, and it creates a clan more than anything. Thus, he can tour anywhere he would want inside this world or anywhere he would want inside the United States of America and sell out easily. Sell out tickets that are like 140 because I bought four tickets because I was stupid. Let me be a little bit more professional. You guys are paying for big bucks here, right? Yeah, like I bought four tickets from that dude. Ow. Yeah, I bought four tickets from the Billboard show. I bought the first two because I really wanted to go, so I bought two of them instantly. But then I got some more money up. I bought the first two like 4 months before he even did it, or as soon as it got released. I don't even know how many, but it was a while before. Then I got my money up, and I was like, let me get the best possible seats I can afford. And so instead of sitting inside the back section, I got to sit on the ground floor, and it was a really great, worth every single dollar. Worth all four. It was worth all four tickets because I brought three of my friends over. And it made it a better experience instead of making like a one-on-one thing. Because if I invite just one person, it would be like a date thing. And the thing is, though, like if I go watch Bill Burr, I don't want to hear anything else. I don't want to hear anything at all. Like I don't care if you're pregnant. I don't care if you have anything wrong with you. Like, it's not that important anymore. Bill Burr is right in front of me. You can shut up, all right? And he's performing. You can shut up. So I didn't want to bring anyone who didn't really enjoy it. But the thing is, though, three of the dudes really did enjoy him. So it's really fun experience at the time. Let's see. Let's summarize my comedy experience at this point because this is episode zero, no 101 at this stage. So I first time ever getting on an open mic was 1 year ago. I think it was 1 year ago. After that mess, I didn't go to open mic for a long time. I think it's been a whole year since my first open mic, and I've only done open mics about like a handful of times. I went to one comedy class. It was basically an open mic with suggestive stuff at the end. So like critiquing open mic, but they said I did really good and stuff. The only reason I bring that up is because that was my best set ever. It was a good solid 5 minutes, and I liked all the jokes I said, and it really created personality, not just a laugh at the end of the day, which brings into the most important part about comedy. And even though I have zero fans to my name and $0 to my name, I can say this proudly. No joke is worth $1 million. There is no person in this world that funny that's worth $1. All right, no one in this world. There's no $1 million joke ever. Never gonna be $1 million joke, no matter what you think. All right, there is smart, but personality sells. Personality is worth billions and billions of dollars. You're buying someone's personality. You're buying the personality, not the joke. The personality compared to joke in such statistics is 70 to 30. All right, it's 70% you're buying in the personality. 30% is a punchline. That's what really makes somebody a really good comedian. Because honestly, all the comedians in my head that I can think of that I do like, I fit them into a category of my own types of personalities. Types of personalities I can't express in my words, but they do it in such a form where it's art and they do it correctly. So their personality is stuck in my head, and it creates a mix of a personality. All right, this is getting stupid and really stupid. I can't think of the correct terminology to describe what they're doing to me. They're giving me a voice. There we go. It's short and sweet. Yeah, they're giving me a voice in my own head, which is a great thing. Because, for example, Patrice O'Neill. Patrice O'Neill taught me be righteous. Being righteous is the most important thing in this world. Being virtuous is the most important thing in this world. Being brutally honest is what you should be doing instead of being a brutal liar. You know, he made fun of that shit. He said, "There's no why is it called a brutal liar? It's brutally truth. Should be a brutal liar or whatever. Compare whatever saying it was." Yeah, but Patrice O'Neill helped me voice my opinions in my head. Cause like everyday Joe, that's a young male, aggression is not a foreign substance to the body or mind, and it's hard to express your anger if you don't know what you're doing. This becomes rage, and then you got red eyes, you see blood, and da 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 da, and that thing's just childish. At the end of the day, it's nothing really. There's no power in that, but anger is still a real emotion. It's still a powerful thing. At the end of the day, it really shapes and breaks people up, which is still interesting. Because if you can hone your own anger, you can do a lot more. You can do a lot more in this world, good or bad, but you can do a lot more because it's one of the most powerful things that can motivate a man. I think, yeah. It's that and like sex. So it's two things. And drugs. But that's a man and woman. All right. Man. Because you can be a hateful, spiteful person and get stuff done. For example, when I was bar backing and what's the bar backing and service bar at a restaurant. So I was just making drinks without being in like it's like a stripped down bartender. Like I don't get to talk to people, but I get to make drinks for people. When I was doing that, only thing I ever wanted to do was be a bartender. I was like, yo, this let me pull the trigger, dude. Let me be a bartender. Let me make 3 times as much more money as I'm making right now. Why are we playing this game? All right. And the only thing they told me was like, honestly, dude, you don't look like a bartender. We don't think that you can. They didn't say that. That would be fucking evil. They said I wasn't ready to be a bartender. I wasn't ready for the volume. But one of the other bartenders, they tried to explain it to me. He's like, yeah, dude, it's just a bad look. At the end of the day, like I look young, skinny, and immature. I can't give a grown man a drink. They're gonna ask me, do I have ID at that point? And I was like, dude, that's some fucking bullshit. I am over 21. Just because I don't look like a great bartender doesn't mean I can't be a great bartender. And the thing is, it was just like a whole bunch of like big tit girls or shit. That was a whole line of big tit girls and like two dudes who were like diesel. So I'm not really weighing a whole lot of weight in between my arms. I'm like a buck 30, strong buck 30 if I could. Julia's doing the little shaking thing where she like chases something in her sleep. All right. Yeah, so I couldn't look like a bartender, and they told me that I couldn't be one. So I was like, you know what, there, guy, I'm gonna be a bartender and make it to the big city where I'm gonna make a lot more money, and you're gonna regret ever saying this to me. And he's like, all right, dude, just fucking leave. Like, I no one gives a shit. So I went to a bartending class, got my license, which never mattered because I didn't pass the class, but I just wrote it down on my resume. Don't check. They never check, honestly. And I became a bartender in Italian restaurant. And I was bartending for like a few months. I started off bar backing because I generally didn't feel comfortable bartending with all their random cocktails that they switch off for every season. So I waited a little, then I started bartending, and it was really easy, really fun. I'm not bartending anymore. If if you're wondering why, it's only because they treated me like shit. The other bartenders and the servers, the restaurant industry is a very high turnover rate for a good damn reason. Like if you ever work inside the restaurant industry or you're planning to work at the restaurant industry, ask the most important question possible. It's not the pay. It's not if you have customer discount. It's not if you got discounts. Not if you get employee parking. It's what's the turnover rate? How many people are leaving at the end of every single month? And if it's a high turnover rate, so if they hire 12 people and 8 of them leave every single time, there might be something wrong with that place. There might be something horribly wrong. If it's 50% and below, that's generally amazing to see, honestly, because that means the people actually like working there. People actually enjoy the staff. They definitely get great benefits. I'm talking about food, parking, what may have you, and everyone else is it's actually a great team. So it's the most important question you should always ask. Jesus, sorry about that. That was inappropriate. Yeah, so I stopped working there. Only reason is yeah, just because the coworkers. Coworkers were such douchebags. It was so annoying. They like they treat you less because of your position, which is the most disgusting thing in this world. I'm like, dude, are you really? Is that really gonna be you? Are you really gonna be a bartender till you die? Like you don't have like a conscious human values or anything. You really want to be a dickhead because you're a bartender and I'm not? Or I wouldn't be a bartender every day. I'll be bar backing sometimes, only because they need it. Like they'll have extra bartenders, but they won't have any bar backs, and like it'll just fuck up the bartender's day. So I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll just bar back for you today, and just bite the bullet. It was just it's so strange how fast people can get rude at a place. And I was really questioning. I was like, am I really the problem? Like, what did I do first? Like, but it's just like only people who hated me was the bartenders. The only people who hated me was the servers. I mean, some of them, and they're just assholes, like general assholes, which sucked. So like, dude, well, you don't have to be an asshole, man. Like, I get life sucks. We are working at the same job, so it does definitely suck. But like, it's not getting better when you're a dickhead to me. You're not really changing the world, all right? Just fucking do your work and let me go. Help me out and let me go. And do your job. Like there's this one goddamn schmuck duck that I hated so much. He oh dude, I trained him to be a bartender and he was a dickhead to me. That's the wildest part to me. Like he as soon as he could figure out like yo fuck this guy, he said fuck me. Like it was so fast. I trained him the first day of training him. I was just showing him around. I was because I thought that was a great thing to do. I was like, I'll tell you where everything is. It's at the whole restaurant. We'll go bottom floor to top floor. You know where everything is. So if you ever have a question or you ever need something, you can always direct someone to do it. Which something no one ever did for me when I was starting off. And I was like, this is a great way to start it. So you started. It's at the mezzanine where we have all the stuff inside the walk-ins and stuff. Soon as we get into the walk-in, he's like, "Hey, dude, hold up for a sec." He takes out a dab pen, hits a fucking blinker, coughs his fucking lungs out, and he's like, "All right, dude, I'm ready." And I was like, do you work? Do you work better high?" And that's a that's a real question. Because I've been at restaurants where I know people who only can work high, and they do a great job because of it, and I don't shit on them at all for that. And then there's some people who are just useless, and getting high did not help, and he was one of those people. So we continue on with the day. I try to show him other stuff. He was just asking like the stupid questions. He's just asking like, "So when do you guys get paid?" And it's like, "How much do you get paid?" And also answering all the questions and stuff. And during the halfway through, I was explaining where everything's behind the bar. He just hit me with the, "Hey, dude, I bartended before. I know where everything's gonna be." I was like, "Dude, what? It's you're in training, dude. Why is it? Why are you doing this? You're in fucking training. Why are you calling me out on this shit? I'm helping you. I can just tell you, yeah, you can do whatever you want." And I just told him like, "Yeah, but like everywhere's a little different. Sometimes we move stuff around, so it's still good to know." He's like, "Yeah, but it's straight. I know what we're doing here." And I was like, "Okay." And I still continued on like showing him the stuff like, "Dude, I don't care what the fuck you think. You're gonna do something fucking stupid." And he told me he tried to flex so hard. I don't know why. I don't know what was wrong with this guy. Like I still don't know what's wrong with him to this day. He tried to tell me he's like, "I used to serve. I was the only bartender for seating 300 people." I'm like, "Dude, no, you weren't. No, you fucking weren't. Nobody would ever do that. That's a horrible management if they told you to do that, and that's a goddamn lie too." I knew it was a lie based on his performance. Then we got some new cocktails in for the season, so I started. I told him, I was like, "Yeah, dude, I want you to make these cocktails because it's your first day, and it's a great way to know where everything is." Plus, they didn't tell me to do it, which really sucked because I had to do it on the clock where people were in front of me. So it's better to just do it now and do it at practice. So we made two cocktails, and we put it off to the side because I was like, "All right, this is great. It looks pretty. Everything's nice. You even dressed so well. This is a great cocktail." And I was like, "Do you want a taste test?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And he swings the whole cocktail. I was like, "Dude, I was like, you can't do that. Like, if you drink on the job, you're gonna get fired. Like, this is not the place. This is not a fucking backdoor bar, dude. This is an establishment. It's a restaurant. There's a star at the end of this fucking place." But he sends down the drink. But he told me, he's like, "Well, we're gonna dump it anyways, right?" I was like, "Yeah, we have to. It's 4 o'clock. The shift starts at 4:30. What do you mean? What do you want me to do? Like, you want both of us to send it? Like, that's really stupid." Then we had some new wine, and I gave him a taste test too. I was like, "You want to try this taste test?" I was like, and he asked me the question. He's like, "So are we gonna down this? Are we gonna throw it away too?" I was like, "Yeah, dude." And he's like, "Do you care if I drink it?" I was like, "Please don't drink it, dude. Just throw it away." And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna just drink it and send it down." At the end of the shift, he had in total 3 drinks, two cocktails, cause someone else, because he messed up a cocktail, so he's like, "Oh, that's more for me." 2 cocktails and a glass of wine, and he was twisted the whole shift, which is insane. And he did a horrible job the whole shift. He got upset at the customer because they asked him where the bathroom was. He didn't even turn around. He just yelled, "It's like it's in the corner." I'm like, "Dude, it's not a shitty bar, dude. It's not like your hometown. This is an established place. People come here out of town, out of the country, at this place. There's there's events here, like big events. Department of Transportation, Department of Education, like big federal events happen here. Like big dogs coming here. Why are you being a fucking little dog right now? Why are you being a goddamn schmuck duck?" And yeah, the reason I got fired it's because of him too. So I was bar backing. There's 3 people on the floor, a server and me and a bartender. They're supposed to communicate, try to find out the best way possible. So, because the way that we seat the place, there's people outside and people inside. There's people at the bar. And the rule is like, whoever's closest to the bar, the bartender takes. Whoever is too far, the server takes. General consensus of that. And I was just bar back and trying to help everyone out. But the thing is, though, big dog bartender, he tried to get as many tables and seats as possible while neglecting the people who are already at the bar. So I had to make drinks for them. I had to punch in their orders. And he came back sweating, confused, and tired. I'm like, "Dude, just stay." I was just thinking in my head, why don't you just stay at the bar? Well, why don't you just do your job so you don't have to, look like a dumb fuck right now? But he's like, "Nah, dude, I want to make more money, man." I'm like, "Dude, it's a pool tip. What do you mean? We all make money. There's no such thing as you making more or less. It's a pool tip. We're on the same floor. Yeah, so I continued on with that, taking like a dozen orders when I was bar backing, and I was still cleaning up, and at the end of the night, I just got tired of it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just do as many tables as I can, bust all these tables, as much as all the outdoor tables as I can. There's a whole bunch of shit inside that I haven't even close to touched. But the thing is, though, the server and the bartender are just standing there, and I was like, maybe they'll do something, which was the reason why I got fired. They didn't do anything. They didn't even want to move, and I was just standing there like I was goddamn Batman, and I was looking at Joker. I was like, why aren't you? I was just thinking like, why aren't they doing anything? Why aren't they even being a little bit helpful? I'm not asking them to do much, but it's an empty goddamn bar, and they're just standing and twiddling their fingers. Why aren't they running the dishes? Why aren't they at least busting some tables? Why aren't they just throwing away some trash? Why aren't they do anything? So I walked in and I was like, you know what? It's time, Dan. It's that time of day. So I was like, it's time to leave. So I grabbed all my stuff, changed out. But the thing is, I had some of the family meal left inside the fridge. So I walked by them, changed out and everything, and they're like, "Yo, what are you doing? Where are you going?" I was like, "I'm going home." Like, what do you mean? You guys left this place trash. Y'all ain't helping me. I'm not doing everything. Y'all were doing nothing the whole time. And when I went to go grab my food, one of the servers blocked me. He's like, "You're not about to grab it." He's like, "You're not about to leave us like this." And I just threw open the door and I pushed him off. Then I walked out and he's like, "So you about to leave everything just for us? Like that's fucked up, man. We're doing work all day." I was like, "Dude, I was doing as much work as you. You guys were just sitting down and bullshitting the whole time." And I started yelling at him all the way through, telling him like, "You should have even been doing the shit outside. You should have just been focused on everything inside. You fucked up the whole system. Like fuck you guys. I'm not doing any of this shit. Y'all niggas fucked me over. I'm not doing anything." Then he just got upset and called me a little bitch and everything. And then I got a little bit more upset. And then I dropped a couple words I wouldn't even say on YouTube, even though no one's watching. I would still wouldn't say. And kicked out the door. I didn't break the glass or anything. Just kicked the metal part of the door, and I walked out. And I was really pissed. And then the next day, I came by to drop off my keys because I have the keys to the door. So like, I'm gonna drop it off at least. I'm not gonna be that big of a dickhead. Came by, and they said, "Well, like you had an incident yesterday." I was like, "Yeah, I know." And I just waited till they said everything, and they offered me like, "We can give you a 90-day probation period, where if you f up on anything else, you'll be kicked out immediately because we still think that you wanna, we still think that you can still do good work here." And in my head, I was like, "Nah, dude, I can't fucking stand this place, man. Like honestly, the retention is insane." So I was like, "Nah, dude, I'm gonna just hit high waters. I'm gonna just quit." And they're like, "Oh, that's fine. All right, great." And I just left. That was a great 10-minute story, right? See, another thing about this cast that's very myself thing right here. I can either have a very scheduled one where I talk about anything and everything. I mean, talk about a certain type amount of topics, hitting key points in every single thing, and being in depth and clear and professional. Or I can just show all my personality, just talk what I want to talk about, and show you guys how I feel. And the thing is, though, the first one is more professional. I truly understand that, but the second one is a lot more long lasting. I can't like hold up topics every single day to talk about for the next day. Cause one, it never reaches an hour. Two, it's just never like it doesn't feel. I don't feel it anymore. Topics only work when you feel it. You feel me? All right, this got really hippy dippy. So I was on this dating app, right? And this dating app is called Hilly. Hilly is a very, 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 very interesting app. One, you're never gonna match with anybody. No one real at the end of the day. No weed at all. But you know what makes it very interesting is that it's the only dating app that has live chat. Not live chat, live streaming. That you can stream on a dating app, which is the wildest thing to me. Wild. And clearly the server can't handle it. It can't handle a second of it. This app is like it's literally designed by like 19 Asian dudes and like one black guy. Like it's insane how this app is still up today. No moderators, no mods, nobody moderating anything. Like you can literally get away with a lot of stuff. And the reason I say that is because there's this. I don't want to drop her name because I still want to see her content. And I say content. There's this one lady. She's like, or basically, first time I ever hopped on a stream. First time, within the first 30 seconds of the stream, she popped both of her titties out on stream. 300 people watching, and I was like, what? And I was waiting for like the app to close down or like the thing to get deleted, like her account. But no, it's like been 6 weeks since that happened. I mean, like been 2 weeks since that happened. So only thing I've been seeing is just like some wild stuff from her. She's one of my favorite streamers at this point. There's two streamers that I follow right now. Her, the titty popping girl, because inside of one alone stream, she popped a titty. She had a fight with a girl over the phone. Was just screaming and barking, and then sing a lullaby to her baby. And I was like, dude, you can't make this shit up. Like this girl is one of a kind piece of shit, and that she's she's doing live streaming, which is the wildest stuff to me. It's just so strange how all that can just go right by someone's head and nothing else can happen. But yeah, she still does it every single day. I think she's streaming right now. Last time I saw her, she was like cleaning her room, so it was nothing too wild. But like when it gets popping, it goes like all of that stuff that I was naming was all happened in 30 minutes, which is it was so crazy how fast that was. There's this other streamer too on this app. Like the idea of streaming and on a dating app is one of a kind ideas. Like you literally see what these bitches are worth, man. Like you literally see what they're worth. It's insane. Like 200 viewers, they'll do anything. She popped a titty for like $5 worth of equivalents on a chat for 300 people, and that's the only thing she ever popped. Yeah, that's the only one I've seen. That's it. Yeah, it's just an evil game out here, man. I totally forgot why I brought that. Yeah, it's because she's wild, man. And then yeah, there's this other streamer. She's like a UK bitch or something. She talks real funny. And she's like the highest level escort you can buy or something. She thinks like she can change the world with her thought and wisdom or her branding. Like her whole brand is her pussy. Like I don't get it. I talked about this in another little short that I made. Like women can't be entertaining anymore. There's no gem of entertainment for women anymore. It's hard to find, only because like the feed of women and the feed of this ass and tits in between that really like tramples the fucking rate of goddamn women on the platform or any platform of entertainment, which sucks at the end of the day because there might be real talent, there might be really someone that interesting, really someone that engaging, so really someone that entertaining without using their body at all. But in the other hand, too, there isn't. It's just we're never gonna see that shed of light, which sucks at the end of the day, which does suck. All right. Oh yeah, the other girl, the UK girl, she is like legit crazy. The only reason I was on the stream for so long is that you can say whatever you want inside the chat, which is the wildest stuff to me. Cause I was I was joning so hard on her. It was insane, dude. People are quoting me back like, "Yo, AK, chill. Like, you're killing me. Like, I'm rolling right now. I'm dying. I can't breathe. You're killing me. Like it's just some wild stuff." And it was so goddamn funny. Like you guys don't understand how funny that shit was. It was goddamn hilarious, which I still like, which was so entertaining. All right, we did 40 minutes. Just about 40 minutes. And let's see what I can do here at the end. Let's see what we can talk about. Talk about this platform that I'm making. You see, the thing that I learned from YouTube is that short quality does matter. People will love quality. They will watch the video for quality, but they won't stay. They won't stay anymore. Like people want to know as much as you can possibly tell them about you. People like that shit, which is the game I want to play. I want to play the quantity game, and the only benefit is that people can learn so much about personality with a low goddamn budget that I'm putting on this thing. and with minimal amount of effort on promoting and everything else, which is okay still, because at the end of the day, like I don't want to catch the attention of someone scrolling on TikTok or on a YouTube short because they don't watch podcasting, which is totally fine. I'm not trying to change the world or anything. I'm just trying to cast my fishing line out there, see what I can grab. So like me cutting this down to like smaller clips or me finding like the best moments so people can watch, really want to attract like the people who watch podcasting. Nor would my titles, nor would anything else in this thing. But I just gotta figure out some way to make it more captivating for the people. Because I'm not gonna win you over in the first 30 seconds. I'm not gonna win you over in the last 30 seconds either. I'm just gonna keep on yapping with zero goddamn intention in between. I'll just keep yapping to yap, which I don't mind. I don't mind at all. One, helps me think. Two, it's goddamn entertainment. Three, one day far in the future, I can look back and have a good old laugh, or maybe like down a bottle of whiskey. But we're at the last 40 minutes, so last 20 minutes, so let's get even more personal. All right, let's get down and dirt. You know who's actually doing the podcasting thing really, really good? It's Shits and Giggles. I should do that type of platform where they just find like entertainment and over. They find something the most entertaining bits and they put it in the front, and everything else after is just like, would you stay? But the problem is like the only way it works is because the two people have great charisma. I can't find anyone else who has great charisma that at least I can buy in with me. The only person I can think of is my little brother. That's literally the only person I can think of who has who's charismatic just as me, or they're that we bond charismatically. Cause the thing is though, I can be funny individually. I've heard I can be funny individually. Someone else can be funny individually, but when you mix them together, it's just not funny. It's not entertaining. It's like a slow peeling band-aid. Like just take it all off, just throw it away. It's not entertaining at all. Yeah, so I just might just bring my brother on this thing, or I need to find someone else who has enough time to do this with me. Because a recurring co-host will make this a lot more interesting. Plus, I can add more segments and topics. But in the other hand, it just won't happen as much as I would like. That's the other thing too. I can't give out stuff that won't come back. That's not recurring. All right, I'm not dropping bangers, dude. These aren't bangers at all. These are just. It's just gonna be. It's gonna be one and duns, man. Some one and duns. All right. That was a dry hitter. All right, let's get even more personal since we're at the last segment. Yeah, tomorrow I can talk about how I lost my job. Nah, not really shouldn't. I mean, let me first get a job first before throw away that bag. All right. Um, so I do have a problem with smoking and drinking, generally with narcotics. I do admit that I do have a problem. I've consumed it. I don't want to say daily anymore, but it's mostly weekly now. Been doing it weekly for like the past since I was 18. Oh, the longest break I've had is probably like 2 years. Not like continuous, but like on and off 2 years. And the thing is that like the addiction is not like crippling. It's just it's more circumstantial and situational. That's the thing. Like when you're down bad on your luck, dude, it's hard to look up and see the better part of the world. It's easier to just sit down and enjoy what's right in front of you, which is usually a beer or goddamn J, which isn't bad to say health wise might be concerning, but the only problem with that is that you can't be successful. I can't really get a job if I'm gonna continue on with this. I can't really share bonds with people. I can't really form commitments. I can't really do a lot of things when you're addicted or you keep on abusing substances. But in the other hand, too, I have been really dialing down. Last week did it 4 times. All right, I was gonna lie. Like 4 times this week. Did it one time. Yeah, it was on a Sunday. Yeah, I did it one time. But the thing is though, like I've gone cold turkey more recently for like 2 weeks straight, and that's when I got good at my comedy. That's when I got good 5 minute set because I stopped enjoying like my house when I got sober. Like nothing's fun anymore when you're sober. So I was like, let me get a goddamn rush on stage, and I still do get rushes. As soon as I walk off, like it feels the feeling of excitement is like soaring through my blood, which is a really great feeling. I'm really is energized. Feel like you're a decent person again. Yeah, but the thing is though, right now I'm waning off on the weedage and really this doubling down on the drinking, which isn't the best way to do it. Like replacing one vice with another really isn't a bad thing. Only thing it's really good for is just not getting detected on drugs, the drug testing stuff, which is okay. It's okay. The thing is too, like if I get rich and famous, if I have enough money where I don't have to work anymore, I definitely would just do drugs alone in the woods and have fun with that. Not because like it's a sad thing or anything. I just feel like, dude, like there's a lot more things I can do when I'm sitting down and thinking about life. And the only reason to stay sober for me is because I need to make money. I feel zero motivation if I'm not sober. I'm just generally like okay with everything in my life, which isn't a good thing because I am still unemployed as of today. Only thing that's making me money is the shit I'm selling on eBay and DoorDash. And a DoorDash, I forgot. I was gonna do DoorDash. So there's only two things really keeping me off the streets. I need to make about $800 at the end of this month. I've currently made $70 in total, which is not gonna really save the world, or it's just really not. It's just gonna stop me from being broke at the end of the beginning of next month. Cause I have enough money. I have technically $500 right now. I have $500 to my name, and I need $800 at least to pay off all my bills and stuff. That's not including food. That's not including gas. That's not even including dog care or like food for my dog and stuff, toys for my dog and stuff. It's including nothing, none of that. None of my shirts that I don't want to make. It's just literally bare essentials. And I already spent like $100 on food. That's gonna last me for the next month and a half. That's the thing too about being broke. Like I figured out how to cook. It's no joke about it. Like I'm a great cook. I make pizza for myself. What else I make? I know how to make something with linen beans. Is that the word? Lentil beans. Beans. That's a new thing because it's really cheap. I make rice. The cheapest food I can make is rice, beans, potatoes, deep fried onions, and some ground beef. Or right now I got some catfish that I stuff in the freezer because it was a manager discount. Same thing with some chicken thighs, not chicken thighs, chicken cutlets or something, chicken tenderloins. So I'm just really balling on a budget because the thing is, though, there's a few things in this world you have to do correct. Like you have to do it right. It's food is one of them. Sleep is another, and that's really it's just food and sleep. You can't get low quality of either one of those because low quality food and sleep will make a low quality person, which is okay. It's all right. No, it isn't. It's not. All right, we got another 12 minutes left. Oh, dude. I see, like, the only people who's ever going to get this far, who generally is going to watch this, is two types of people. One, people from the future watching this from the past, wondering where the hell did this guy start from? Two, it's this one really bored ass dude who really just bought into my character, really just feeling me. So, either way, thank you to both. I think so. Thank you to both. And I had a conversation with my buddy this morning actually. He he walked into my crib because I told him we're gonna meet at 9 o'clock to talk about we're gonna workshop some ideas for skits, YouTube ideas and stuff like that. And um we were talking about like comedy in the face of comedy. What should we do next? We have a really good YouTube idea. It's gonna come out real soon, and he tried to start. He's thinking about starting an open mic so he can make better connections, networking, da 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 da. So one day he can be an actual comedian. And I was trying to tell him like, yo, we should be doing this stuff so we can make money, so we don't have to do anything else and enjoy life after. Like we can start a venue, a place, and be a brand name and stuff. So I offered him, let's do 5 shows a week, 5 different types of shows, open mic, showcase, skits, heckling, heckle mic. A skits meaning improv and a Kill Tony type of show. And he said King of the Hill too. And I recommended that we should try to do all of them. That's the goal one day in the future that we should do all five of them. And he said we should just do the open mic. And it's absolutely ridiculous that I have that idea, and it's never gonna work, and it's never gonna build anything. But on the other hand, too, like he said that I have a better chance of making money from doing open mics consistently than try to doing a venue consistently. It's not true. I still don't believe it's true, even though he told me all the reasons and stuff. Like the way like anyone ever makes it out, it's not because they solely did open mics. They're doing branding. Dude. They're doing brand work, like what I'm doing right now. This is brand work right here. Like no one really gives a shit about any comedian where they can't if they can't find out more about him at all. It's the truth. Like no one's that good. We're in an era where branding matters more than anything else. It doesn't matter about the work or quality you put in. Like look at Bert Kreischer. Really, like you really think he's a funny dude, or you think his branding is of his fucking stupid goddamn laugh is making him rich? It's his goddamn. He's not hilarious. Whitney Cummings not. There's so many comedians that made it out based on branding, and they're not even close to funny. And there's so many funny comedians that will never make it out because they don't understand that branding matters a lot more than anything else. And he also said that since we're young, we have time on our side. I'm like, dude, that's one of the factors that I hate betting on. Don't bet on time because time is not an evil. It's not a safe game, dude. Time is not fair. At the end of the day, I was trying to illustrate like, dude, we can be fucking 38 years old, still doing open mic sets at the same location for the rest of our life. That's not okay. That it isn't okay. I'm not doing a day job so I can enjoy my night job, and so I can enjoy my passions at night. I'm not doing that stuff. I'm finding a way so I can enjoy what I like to do forever. And that's my only goal. I'm not here to pretend. All right, I'm not pretending for 20 years straight so I can enjoy a piece of my day. No, I want to enjoy all my day. I want everything, every single day that I wake up to, and I get to go places that I actually enjoy. Cause one, it gets quality work out there, which this whole podcast is not about. Two, you actually enjoy what you put. So people around it, they enjoy to see it. It's just quality at the end of the day. It's something that you do in a job. All right. Like I generally do enjoy this. Honestly, I generally do enjoy talking to the camera with the dog sleeping on my bed and none of other all my other responsibilities are neglected. I generally enjoy this. But am I gonna do this forever? Probably. I probably would. I don't know why I ended it last time. Like what I did last time was I was focusing a lot more on quality when I was like, dude, it's my podcast, dude. If it's not what I like, if it's not what I'm doing, I'm not gonna continue doing it. And it started turning into like a different type of. Started turning into a YouTuber's podcast, a YouTuber show, which is not what I want to do. I don't want to do YouTube skits. I generally do want to do podcasting because it does buy into a whole bunch of other stuff. Look, I'm working top down too. If anyone here can watch an hour of me yapping to myself inside the camera, you can watch anything else I put out in this world. It's not gonna be crazy. It's not gonna be surprising. It's not gonna be confusing either. It's just gonna be like, oh yeah, he switched over to that, and I still like him, and he's still doing this. What the guy? What's up with the thing? All right, that was a horrible bit. All right, oh no, I can't do it. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna name off some jokes so people can steal them in the future, or at least describe my whole set to you guys because you guys probably I'll even upload my stand up comedy here too. You know why? Because it's dog water. That's why. And guess what? I'm a dog, so I drink the dog water. Nah, this is a horrible example. All right, what was I gonna say? Yeah, my comedy. Yeah. I always start off, or I like starting off with saying, I always get a little nervous before I start this show. Let me hold the mic. Well, we're doing a live show. Hey, I always get a little nervous every single time, but I like admitting it because it makes it go away, just like a boner. Haha, made you look. That's the opening act, or yeah, that's the opening act. The next part is I had this really small joke that I didn't like. That I didn't like when I said it. I finally got a kid the other week. Give it up for that. It's my first kid. Yeah, he was a little fast, but a win's still a win. Laugh track, laugh track, laugh track. I realized I had a smoking problem recently because my buddy came over the other day and asked me, "Did you smoke yet?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I genuinely didn't know at that moment. So I looked around for clues. I was like, "Do I have a lighter around me? Is there ashes in the ashtray?" Oh, I should add another punchline here. And I was like, "No, no, I didn't smoke all day actually," and I felt kind of proud too. But then I remembered I ate an edible 3 hours ago, and the whole time I was just naked talking to my dog. Ha 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 ha. This is so fucking weird. Ha 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 ha. Any psychedelic fans out there? Anyone know what acid is? Oh, okay. And if you don't know what acid is, that's because you have a full-time job. You see, there's a number one rule for acid. It's that you're never supposed to look inside the mirror. Okay. So one day I took 4 tabs of acid for my birthday, and I had to go to the bathroom. I was just continuing on with the day, so I had to use the bathroom. And I just knew there was a mirror in the corner, so I was like, "Don't look at the mirror, just look down, take the piss, all right?" And in the corner of my ear, I just heard, "So you're gonna ignore me?" And I looked over, and I looked inside the mirror, and what I saw was me completely bald with no eyes. But the thing is, though, he was a pretty nice dude. We were just talking about life. He told me that I shouldn't have shat my pants when I was 8 years old. You're older than that. You know how to use the bathroom. And we had a really great conversation. So after that, I walked out and I saw my buddy, and he told me, he's like, "Dude, where the hell were you? You're gone for 8 hours. We were about to call the police." And people usually laugh at that part, which is weird because that's not the end of the joke. But the punchline doesn't get any stronger than that. Any other part I have was, "Oh, I was just in the bathroom to talk to somebody." He's like, "Who?" I was like, "I don't know." It's really a small downhill. See, I have this really, really new joke that I haven't said yet, which is still, it's not just new because I never said it. It's because the way the joke works. All right, it's a come down joke. That's the only way I'm describing it. It starts from a high laugh to a low laugh. All right, I'll do the joke. I don't know why I have to explain that. You guys will figure it out. So when I was a teenager, I got fingered professionally by a real doctor. Yep, yep, yep. So I have Crohn's disease, and Crohn's disease is not really the coolest disease. Like, I don't get to shave my head or get like an iPod attached to my arm. No, it's one of those shitty disease, right? So I had to get ass surgery, and ass surgery only because there's an abscess growing on my ass, which is really really gross. Hopefully you're not eating, which is really gross. But the thing is though, I ended up with the funniest joke in the 6th grade, man. I just walked around and told people I have 2 assholes, and everyone just laughs. But after the surgery, I went to the doctor a month later, and he told me, "All right, there, champ, since you got surgery in a very secluded area, very delicate area, we have to check for cancer. Are you familiar with the prostate examination?" And I was like, "Doctor, what? Dude, do whatever you gotta do, man. Like, I don't want cancer at all. Like, come on, man. You do all the stupid tests." And he's like, "Well, are you familiar with the prostate exam?" I wrote a joke. And I was like, "Nah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell that is. No. But if it's cancer, dude, I don't want it. So do whatever you got to, man. I'm all for it." And he's like, "Well, due to the nature of the examination, I feel like I have to explain this to you. You see, I'm going to wash my hands, get some gloves on, and apply some jelly to the pinky of my finger. And then insert about a knuckle worth the first line of the pinky inside your rectum and give it a little swab to see if there's any lumps, bruises, or abrasion. All right, and then take it right back out." And he looked at me and he knew I was uncomfortable because the only thing I was thinking of was like, did this nigga say he's gonna finger me? Did he really just say that? And he knew I was shocked and confused, so he asked me this. He's like, "Well, do you want your mother inside the room while we do the examination?" I was like, "What are you on, Doc? No, get her the fuck out of the country. What do you mean inside the? Get her out of here." And he still noticed I was still not at ease yet. So he asked me, he's like, "Well, Would you like a female doctor to do the examination? Would that make you feel a little bit more comfortable? I was like, doctor, I don't get off on this. All right, do your goddamn job. You're a professional, okay? Don't make this weird. Don't make this weird at all. Then he asked one last question because he thought it would make sense. He said, "Well, honestly, there, bud, to let you know, you shouldn't feel any pain at all. It's actually you actually should feel a little bit comfortable." I was like, "Nigga, I ain't gay. What are you talking about? This is how you ask your wife for anal? Your wife must hate you." And then he just fingered me, and yeah, there's no really come down to that story, and nowhere is there any foreplay. So it's how it goes. But that's been an